Many ideas have been proposed for the student excess budget. After narrowing down the student proposals based on previously set criteria, 9 were set out for referendum. These are the outcome of your votes.
Hey guys, this is Taylor Hartrick, President of the USG. As you know, we just had a referendum on the excess budget, and it's my pleasure to announce the results. So the first two proposals that passed were on the theatre space, giving 5,000 euros to support the development of the theatre space, and the second one was for community bikes, to buy about 40 community bikes that can be used by any student, more or less for free. Perhaps with a small charge just for maintenance, but otherwise you give your cash card and you get the bike for the day. The third proposal that passed was the lighting on the sports pitch. Now, since we had a limit of about 10,000 euros that we would spend on all the proposals in this round, the lighting on the sports pitch will unfortunately only get 600 euros, assuming that they can come up with a new proposal, a revised proposal for how to feasibly light the pitch. I was quite happy with how this process went. We had about 55% of students voting, and of those 55% of students, we had about 350 votes, more or less. We were able to take about 85 or 90% of those votes into consideration because of the system that we used in sort of this rank order. So I was really happy with how the process went, and I'd like to thank everyone who took the time to get out and vote. Thank you.
Okay, I think that the referendum as such is a good idea, again, but I was disappointed by, for example, labeling certain projects with the label charity fund and not really explaining which projects were kind of involved in this charity fund, whatever you call it, label. And also, I think people were not really well informed enough, but this is something, you know, that will always occur and people have to inform themselves. Overall, I'm quite happy that the theater space got money, so yeah, that's all I can say. Yeah. Thank you.
I can't. Well, I'm pretty happy with it because, I mean, I really supported the whole theater club, theater space thing, and I think that students really deserve a place where they can have theater and act and everything.
Maybe 4 to 5 things on there that were somewhat good. Such as I really liked the bike proposal. I also liked the bench proposal, which did not go through. I liked the theater space, although I think there had been external funding available anyways, but that's a different story.
Well, the bikes are a good idea because not all students have bikes, and I bought a bike and I've been using it a lot, so I see why that would be pragmatic. And because there's a smaller student population, a lot of students have bikes already. Those 60 would definitely be useful for those who don't have a bike or can't afford to get one while here, or if they're a visiting student, they don't want to spend money on a bike that they're going to only use for 3 or 4 months.
There are 2 things that pissed me off about the whole process. The first thing is how the criteria that were somewhat imprecise, but yet they were existing, the 6 criteria outlined by Parliament, how they were selectively applied according to the preferences of the parliamentarians, because the criteria were imprecise, so of course the ones proposing that could easily apply their own preferences in terms of how they should be applied, and a lot of people thought differently. And the second thing is, and that I came about only later, is I asked, how can students vote that are currently off campus, and that there are many students off campus? And I was told they can't vote, tough luck.
The outcome is really good. I think that the bikes will be very useful. I just hope that people manage to maintain them.
I fully support the bike proposal. However, I think 40 bikes, a little bit too much. 10 bikes could have done the job. We could have used the rest of the money for something else.
I think that our choices at the voting shouldn't have been limited to just what the government decided. We should have received the right to vote for what we thought was right.
I think that the referendum was kind of silly. The money should have probably just been left there and been used for regular, normal events like usual, instead of forcing to use his money, because some of the things that were used were kind of pointless. I like the theater space idea and some of the other ones, but I don't like the use of lights for the field, because I don't think the amount of use of the field merits that many lights. So, personal opinion.
Yeah, most of them were very nice. They were actually quite helpful, and I'm really, really happy about the fact that theatre space got the budgeting it needed, because we really do need something like that. This semester we haven't really had anything, and like everybody's been working really hard on making that, but you know, still they haven't really been able to do a lot. So this budgeting will probably, I'm hoping it'll really help them. Yeah, actually that made me really happy. Rather than just having one or two choices, we had quite a few to choose from, and then we could sort of rank them. We didn't have to just make one or two decisions. We could just rank them in order of preference. I really like that method.
I think that this decision to rebuild the theater is the best possible one, because this is something that is really needed very much.
I think money going to the theater space, that was a good idea, because I think we really should develop the theater space. But I think the 40 bikes thing was just stupid, because people can't even take care of the staplers in the common rooms, let alone take care of bikes. I think what we really, really needed was lighting for the sports field, so people can have sports after dark.
We're just coming from a meeting of the University Environmental Affairs Committee, and now that I'm asked about what could we do with an excess budget of the undergraduate student government, there's a clear answer. Use that money, invest it in sustainable measures, like for example solar panels of the roofs of the colleges, and then generate an income for you that next year you have more money to spend, and then you can talk again. Have fun.
This is Theater Space, home of the Jacobs Players, the future of the performing arts at Jacobs University. We've been working on this project for over a year, and we are halfway through renovations. We've been fundraising, we've been building, and it's going to be a great space for many people to use. And it's going to be a great project for everyone to get involved, and for external people to get involved, and a place for all the community of Jacobs, undergrad, staff, faculty, to work with the performing arts. That's what it's all about. And maybe someday have a dramatic program, an arts program, and arts at Jacobs University. How about that? Wouldn't that be nice? Please join us at Theater Space soon.
We, the PR committee, wish you all the best for the finals, a Merry Christmas, and a relaxing break.